You won't believe it, but that's the 3 aliens that turned up at Miami that was just on.
I knew I recognised them. Holy crap.
The good warning it was wrong again.
What's the crack? I was just sharing that out, so don't mind me. I was just sharing that out.
So, guys, with some technical problems at the start of the show, so tonight we're talking about paranormal predators, and we're also talking about paranormal bullies because of what's been going on in the paranormal field lately. Now, we're joined by your guest tonight, Jenny. Who's your guest? Where is the other guest, by the way? I thought there was Lorraine.
Oh, there is. She will be on. She will be on. There is another one. She will be on.
I was like, I'm sure there was 2 other. I'd say there was somebody else coming on. Am I going mad? Have I been hallucinating?
There is. No, there is. There's another one going on. But for the one that we have now, my darling, Michelle Gray from Paranormal Consultant. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I love it.
I
just love it. She's like, hey, can you be on my podcast? I was like, no. And she's like, what?
I know. And I'm like, no.
I had a grandkid, ladies and gentlemen. And then I didn't have a grandkid. So I storming here. So rescheduled.
It's Texan, Scottish, Irish arse on this podcast.
Yes. You should have heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Jenny was having a moment with her microphone.
Yes, but it's all right. Mm-hmm. The microphone lived.
I had a little talk with the microphone.
Every car garage, every computer repair shop out there, every repair shop out there needs a Jenny.
Yeah, well, okay. Yes, they do. I don't charge too much. It just, I take my stress out on it.
I know. Well, but you can take your stress out tonight, Jenny. So the show tonight, Paranormal Predators, Paranormal Bullies. How do you want to take this?
I will say tonight will be the last night we give them any shape or form platform. We won't be naming names.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I won't. I might. I might.
You can name them if you want. I'm no bother.
I might, because I don't bloody care. Because people, I love these. I've seen a vodcast during the week, and it's like, I'm sitting here for like 33 minutes. Can do. Sorry, I'm doing rescue. Can do this.
She's multitasking.
I've just been tagged in someone to do a home check, and I'm just it's beside me, so I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. Anyway, listen, I multitask. But
we know. Chris and I know.
I multitask, a mad woman. But I seen a podcast during the week, and and I love when people say, I've got this to say, I've got that to say, but I'm not naming names. And I'm like, oh, why not?
I know.
But I do get it as well, that they don't want to get into that drama, and I get it. But it comes to a point when you just don't bloody care. They did what they did, and they deserve it.
See, I did a show like this once before, Paranormal Predators and Bald and Bonkers. Because of certain people out there, no actually ones that it was actually other people. This time, Americans, a couple of Americans and a couple of other people in that. It was on Bald and Bonkers. And I thought I'd seen the end of it. And then it happened again. Why, in the name that is all that is holy, can men stop picking on women?
Because
why?
Because as quoted by someone during the week, we're pussies.
Why?
I have one, but I'm not one.
I have it. I know, right, Michelle? I know we are pussies. I know, and this came from a man. But the man watched a show that I was on last week, or the week before, when we were addressing this, and he commented twice, but would not come in and confront a panel.
See, this is interesting because I seen something that you shared with me, Jenny, somebody that posted something, another man in question, saying that you never gave that man a chance to come in and explain himself. I find that interesting. All the other men sticking up for this man, and it's not true.
Listen, because they're like a cauldron of men, and we're not against men. Let it be known here now, we are not against men, but there's a certain group that just want to. They're like, I was going to give a metaphor there, but it's a wrong metaphor. The wrong metaphor. they're just like, the boys club, the women are bitches. There's always moaning, they're moaning. And we're not moaning. And I forget, oh, Jesus, now, what was the thing? Oh, feck it, I forget. Something, oh God, I should have screenshot it and I didn't. Maybe I did, I'll have to look for it. But it was kind of like, we're not moaning. It was a meme, and it was really appropriate. And it wasn't that we're not moaning, but if somebody tells you hurt them, don't say, no, I didn't, because that's not for you to judge whether you hurt me or not. That's up to me. So if you hurt me, I'm telling you hurt me. So shut up, sit down and listen to me why you hurt me. And this group of men don't listen to that. Don't listen to it. And I've always said, sitting around on a computer doesn't make you a paranormal investigator. Get your arse up out in the field and do something. Don't sit there and preach the paranormal, because all you do is sit and moan. Get up off your ass, get into the cold, climb those stairs, whatever you have to go to, and do an investigation and bring us something. Bring us something. You don't have to, but bring us something. Don't preach that you're a paranormal investigator. Maybe you are, but you haven't made it out in 2 years. Okie dokie. And I'm not saying that about everyone who doesn't get out, who can't get out. That's don't come for me, because today's not the day.
What day? Pitchforks and torches marching through the village.
Yes, it is not the day. No. But don't be calling women moaners. If we address things, we address them. That's it. What's wrong with addressing stuff? The men just don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear what they have done wrong. And I know it sounds a bit women against men, but
see, the thing is, I've dealt with this before. I know people that have had run-ins with a certain person before. I've dealt with this. I've dealt with it with a certain person you're talking about, and I know you're watching me right now, and I don't give a flying fuck if you message me or no. You're unblocked, by the way, so you can message me if you want. But here's the thing. I know people that have dealt with a situation before. I'm not going to name them because I don't want their channels. What's happened to them. And the way you treated one young woman that I know, and then you treated Jenny like this, and then you treated other women like this, because obviously I watched, is it Bad to the Bone? Was it Paranormal? We watched that live. I stood up for you. It was 3 o'clock in the morning or something. I watched that.
Yeah, that was what
Emily, I
heard tonight. Yeah, Angelina.
I heard the recordings. You don't speak to women that way. And I know that maybe that's how you've been brought up in that, but you don't speak to women that way. I've heard the recordings the way you spoke to Jenny.
Because they weren't brought up that way. If they treat, like, I'm still in the phases with that one of being, he's very sweet to me. He's very come on board. And I've seen what he's done to other women. So I know it's just a matter of time. So that is a purposeful reaction. Come in like a predator. Come in, come to my warm spot. And then the minute you're in there and you're comfortable, he's like, bye. But I haven't got to that phase yet with that one.
But here's the thing I'm going to say is this. I'm going to stick up for one of my bestest friends, Dakota, here. He also treated Dakota really bad. Also, he said he was immature for what he's done. He's immature. But let's look at Dakota here. He's an author and he's got loads of books out, and he's got his own TV things and that, and he's helped with the gaming industry, and he's built Bald and Bonkers, and he's built a website, and he's done all this stuff that I'm like, holy shit, how do you do this? He's got a podcast. This is going out to like 25 different locations, by the way, if you're wondering where you can find it, just in case you're looking. He's amazing. He's amazing.
He's a good guy.
Because he was a younger guy that had a disagreement with His Royal Highness. He was young and naive and all that kind of cocky and all that kind of stuff. Like, I've dealt with this person before, and I'm going to say it outright. Stop treating folk the way you're treating folk. I first met him a long time ago. I actually know him longer than probably any of you know him.
I'm sorry.
And I only knew him for a couple of weeks before he was kicked out of the organisation that I was in.
See, but Lordy.
But it's not just people in power. I get messages on the daily being sexually harassed, being belittled by men in my mentorship messages, they're like, hi, 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 hi. And when I don't comment or I don't, if that's hi is not a conversation. A conversation is, how are you doing? I really enjoyed your podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you doing? I find your feed interesting. That is the beginning of a conversation. Hi, 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 hi for 12 days.
I know. Like, hi.
It's not a conversation. And then when I don't respond, they go, oh, you think you're too good for me? Oh, tell me how my day's going to go. Give me the lotto numbers. I'm like, who the are you to be number one talking to me like that? Good thing you're behind that screen, because if you were in front of me, you damn sure wouldn't be talking to me that way.
I know.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. There's people in the podcast world that I do watch that's on here, and other men and stuff that I admire for their channels. They don't get many views, and they'll need to get more views because I think their channels are amazing and stuff. Then you get dicks like that. And I'm sorry I'm saying that word, right? I didn't mean to say that word. They come into this and they think they can take over. And when there's folk that's actually been doing it for a lot longer, I mean, and they can tell them how to do stuff, it really pisses me off. I know I'm not the best paranormal investigator in the world. I'm mere a podcast host. That's what I do. I do Bald and Bonkers. I do.
But you're still getting out there. But you're still getting out there and doing it.
Aye, but I'm still in my learning phase when it comes to paranormal investigation and stuff like that, and UFO side and stuff like that, right? Whereas Jenny, you've been doing it for how long?
17 years now. That's giving my age away so bad.
No, you started when you were in middle school, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's. I'm going to say this to you. I bet I got all his cronies after me. I don't particularly care. I've been blocked everywhere on Facebook anyway. Everywhere I've been blocked, so I don't really particularly care. And normally I use Facebook for my, what do you call it, Facebook group, and my, what do you call it, messaging you, Jenny, and other folk. That's about it. But come on, stop treating folk like this. Can you imagine how better your community would be if you were nicer? You've totally fucked it for yourself. I'm sorry. And this is
sorry, Chris, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying this is a adult show tonight. I don't care about swearing and stuff like that. And there is swearing in this tonight. And
doesn't matter what
I'm going to say that if you treated people better, this wouldn't have fucking happened. Right? Your community would probably be twice the size as.
Yeah. Well, I know. Sorry, Chris. I know.
It's me finished.
I know this person you're talking about, and I've worked with them. I have done 2 o'clock in the morning meetings, and there's about 18 or 20 in that group. 4 or 5 people turn up. I turn up on every single one of them. Every one of them. I was the only woman in the whole meeting of men. The only one. Yeah. And I've done it all the time. And I remember I said to Louise, I have to do another meeting tonight. What time? I said, about 1:30, I'm not too sure. And we just, I just did a lot. I did a lot. And it was a great, great community of good people who did the work for this person. We worked our arses off. We worked around the clock, and we spammed our own personal pages of advertising this for this person. And then when something happened, I had to try and address it. And it was kind of like, and I have to look for that meme because it's going to bloody eat me at me now to find that meme because it was perfect. Oh God, I hope I saved it. But anyhow, when I had to address something and I wanted something addressed and I needed help, I was basically, you're problematic.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, the Lord Jesus, you are lucky. I always picked up my computer and threw it out my window. I was fucking so upset. I was so upset. I was so hurt. And I was kind of like, dopey Jenny did it again. I trusted people. And I did the work for them thinking we were a community. And it was kind of like I was shat on, basically. And I'm not the one who will sit in it for a long time. I'm over it. But I'm Irish and I'm not done with it just yet. No. I'm not done with you just yet. Like I said I might slip the name out tonight, but I'm not going to because it's not worth the air and the podcast that we run tonight. No.
Until there's paranormal integrity, there's not going to be paranormal unity.
Never.
Until there's some integrity put back into it, there's not going to be unity.
Yeah. completely.
I mean, if you don't take responsibility for your own actions, it's just not going to happen.
Hi, Liz. I got to say hi to Liz. I just love Liz. I love Liz. I have to say I love Liz. I think she's brilliant. I think she makes me smile. She mails me every day. I just, she does.
You're not the only one.
She does. I just think she's brilliant. I think she's brilliant. I'm laughing up here now where I see Unexplained IE, feel like I need to go out and stand in the cold for a bit now because, when I said, don't talk the talk if you're not going to walk the walk. And like I said, it wasn't like if you don't get out for an investigation, we can bring our lives to you. But it's the ones who do go out on investigations, but haven't in a year or two, but, preach to the ones that do go out. Like there was myself and Louise out last week in a fabulous castle and freezing, but we do it, we do it. And we have so much we have so much coming up for January alone. That's not in the next 6 months that we have planned ahead.
Yeah.
We have a lot. And it costs money and it's a lot. And it's a lot of time away from your family and your dogs. I say my dogs, and my kids. I'm sorry, my kids. People say, Jenny, do you have children? Yes, I do. I don't keep. No, when I say family, I mean my children. Now, people don't come for me. My children are watching. I'm sorry. I love you.
This is like a lot of love going on for your kids in this podcast because we all love your kids, all three of us.
My girls were amazing. They're amazing. 2-legged and 4-legged.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all amazing. I did a good job. Yeah, they're good.
Good.
They're great. They're great kids. Thank you.
I'm just going to say to everybody in the chat tonight, thank you for coming in. And also for the mods, be prepared because we probably will get backlash and this. We'll probably get some idiot wants to come in and talk bash.
When do we not get backlash?
I know, but you see, no names have been mentioned. Then nobody.
No names have been mentioned. No names have been mentioned, and that is the thing. See, I dealt with this once before. No, with this person, with some other person. I used to do it was a kind of research company. It was called Parachills, right?
Yep.
And you've probably heard me talking about this. And what had happened to us, everybody wants to hear the story. I'll give you the shorter version. Me and Dakota did things there. I like to research paranormal cases. Right? That's what I like to do. Right? Fun at the history and stuff. And the guy was kind of that ran it was kind of suicidal and he disappeared. And everybody's like, oh my God, what's happened? And somebody says, oh, he's in a mental asylum because it'll be 3 years before he's out. And I'm like, what, 3 years? I'm like, 3 years. So anyway, I'm sitting one day and somebody I know that lives in Wales sent me a newspaper article where he had been in court and sentenced for 5 years for raping a woman. And he was also a paedophile. And the question, and I went, oh my God. So I told Dakota straight away. And the two of us went to the bosses at the time, the other bosses. And I says, I can't deal with this. They says, they tried to cover it up. They tried to cover it up. They says, anybody that comes to you, make them no tell anything.
Wow.
So I says, I'm not sticking up for this. And I left. And
good.
Yeah. And then, but before that happened, a year before that happened, that's where I bumped into the first person that we're actually talking about in the kind of thing. That's where I bumped into, and that's how I know him.
Can I just say very quickly, good night to Liz, because Liz has to go. Good night, Liz. Good night, Liz.
Good night, Liz. Have a nice sleep. Dream about squirrels and things like that.
Squaddle. I don't know what a squaddle is.
But no, that's where I met. That's where I met this person in particular at the very start of when I started there, and he left. He left for a certain reason, which I'm not going to get into. Everybody knows in here what it was, but I'll tell you after the show. But and then I thought, oh, maybe that's the last time. But then I met him, and he was all right. He was all right. And then that happened with the person that I know, and I fell out with him, and then we fell back in. And then this happened. I mean, it's like a recurrence. What's going to happen next? I'm imagining the poor, unexpected soul that's got to come against them next.
Wow.
That doesn't care anything about this.
That's kind of very scary to think about.
Well,
it is scary to think about.
Because, Jenny, the one that you and I both had a problem with that I had a problem with last.
Totally.
Started get some repercussions from their boo-boos.
Well,
They're banned from Facebook now.
I know, but I'll have a wee talk with you after about that, because
What was that? What was?
there's you know him, Chris. You know him, Chris.
Yes.
Do you know the one we're talking about?
Are we talking about a different one from him?
Yeah, I'm going to text you. Sorry, guys,
Right,
we're not being rude here.
Sorry, we have to
not-
be correct. The legal reasons and stuff.
They'll
We have to
text
do
you
these
the
things.
name.
No, I'm texting on private.
Yeah, I know that.
Sorry, we're not being rude. We just can't say the name. Sorry.
But when I started with this person, I came
right.
in.
All right, I've seen your message. Right.
Yeah.
All right, I know who you're talking about. Right.
Yeah,
On you go,
I
fire
came in under the premonition that I was going to learn, but all I was supposed to just be there, like,
Yeah.
yes, okay. And I just can't do that. I mean, I worked in construction for 20 years. I'm used to like busting balls and going on with the job.
Lady,
You know,
I've seen you work. I've seen you work, and I've seen you on
I'm building
a
kitchen and a bedroom onto my house right now. Like I'm literally building my house.
I've seen you on this particular show one night, and I loved, and I was questioning everything, and I was like, oh my God. And you got emotional at one point. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that you cried, because I asked you a question and you got emotional. I'm like, oh my God. And then we became friends.
Right.
But we talk almost every day. And let me tell you, and I even said to Michelle, you are some woman for one woman. She's built her own house single-handedly. I've seen a floor turn into a room in a day, and she has done it. And I'm like, don't mess with this lady. Do not mess with her. Like,
it's my Scottish roots mixed with my Texas raisin.
Big time. If you want something done, do it yourself. And by Lord, and I said, Michelle, I'm struggling even to start painting and priming my doors. And here she has a kitchen built in a day. I'm like, so I got my doors primed.
The person in contest, I think I've had a few runs in with him actually, and the kind of funny side, Jenny, and the kind of funny side.
I know you did.
I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could tell you what it was.
Funny.
I couldn't help myself.
I'm just looking at from Unexplained IE. This isn't an issue. It's been around for many, many years. It's unfortunately like a cycle, and a different person in every group every few years causes trouble, which is true. Yeah, which is true. Yeah. There has to be a nice calm bit, and then some arsehole comes in and just be like the Don Juan that comes in and is.
But like on the same, we should give shout outs to the ones who aren't like that. Like Andy Codes that does Andy Decodes. It's amazing, dude. He is from the start been supportive, never been demeaning. I don't even think he realizes that I'm a chick. It's just an equal. And he's a great dude. And when you come in and you can just be an equal to somebody, even though he's far surpassed my knowledge about things because he's been in it longer than I have. And, I don't do a lot of investigations. I just pretty much do mediumship and work with corporations and stuff. Yeah. So I don't do a lot of that. And for him to not ever belittle me and just bring me other females in, he's not female shy at all. To have a woman come in, he's not intimidated at all.
That's brilliant. I don't think I've ever, in all my years of working in paranormal, have I ever came across a man who was in charge that didn't undermine me.
No,
and I'm like, I'm good at what I do. I'm passionate. I'm good. And then I took on my own team and my own name and whatnot, and bloody hell did I work my arse off for it. I stayed when I had no one on my team. And I'm like, no, Emerald Isle will never die unless I go with it. I always said to Louise, I'm retiring and I'm handing it over to Louise. And there she is. Hi, Lily.
Oh, hey, Lily.
I said, when I retire, I'm handing it over to Louise because I know she'll bloody work just like me.
Oh, yeah.
She's got,
I'm going to say something here, right? And I'm some of the guys in question that we were talking about tonight, when they do their paranormal stuff, I'm sorry, but it's all right. Like, obviously, you've come into this, you've just started into this, you think that you're the next Messiah and the ghost hunting industry, the next Zach Bagans or whatever you want to call yourself. When Jenny and Louise in the chat did a castle.
Yeah.
Was it the weekend there, wasn't it? Was it
Sunday?
Last
weekend. Yeah, it was last weekend. Last Sunday, yeah.
And that was fantastic. And I do think a lot of this rivals in jealousy. I'm going to say this, and this is why I say this, right? I know a lot of people in the UFO field. I maybe not do much of the UFO stuff except for when I date with Bald and Bonkers and stuff like that. But I know I've been introduced to a lot of people in the UFO field. And you have no idea the famous people that you see on TV and stuff that squabble with each other. That have blocked each other. Oh, I'm not going to say their names.
No.
They absolutely block each other on Facebook, and they try and pin stuff in each other just because one's on the History Channel and one's on the Discovery Channel, but theirs is better than theirs. And this is the thing. It's not just ghost stuff. It's the UFOs field too. And that person you're talking about, I couldn't help myself that night. I'm sorry if you're watching too. I couldn't help myself that night. The room was really empty. I just couldn't understand it. Like, I can't. I mean, it was meant to be an event, but I just couldn't fathom it. But look, we need to stop fighting. We really do need to stop fighting. Oh, what's happened to Michelle? She disappeared.
Oh, where is she? Oh, there she is. Oh, gee.
I thought the aliens had got her there. I was talking about the aliens.
Michelle, your voice has gone a wee bit.
Your voice? No, somebody's phoning her.
Oh, no. That's just a signal connection.
Sounds like a diesel generator.
Could be. Oh, Michelle, log out and come back. Oh my God, Michelle, log out and come back in if you can, honey. Lulu is saying it's good to talk about this. Help the current and younger generations try and learn progress, although the competitive stuff and egos ruins it too, which is true. There's Michelle. It is true that it ruins it, and we don't want them to come into a chaotic OAP, crazy paranormal people, and and they might, and they will say, "Oh my God, you older people are killing each other, and you're squabbling with each other, and so on and so on." And the paranormal, where I just, like Louise said, let them come in and let them be fresh minds, because we have been taught years ago. And I don't mean, yes, we had to teach. Obviously, we had to be taught when we do investigations. We had to, no matter who you are, you had to. No matter what gifts you have, no matter what you do, we have to be taught. And manner and etiquette when we do investigations and locations and working with public and working with teams, you've got to learn. So for the new people to come in, and I see a great teams that are doing that, like Portal to the Paranormal, which is Nando. His group takes in young people who want to do investigations. And why not? Why not teach them the right way to do it? And I think it's great. At one point I was like, I'm too busy, and I'm not taking kids with me. But I think it's great. It's something that we should, think about sometimes,
I'm going to say this to you. There is people out there in question that we've all talked about tonight that likes to set an example by themselves. They should do the investigations how they do it. And people should look at them, how they do it. I think it doesn't matter how you do your investigations, as long as you're doing it correctly. I mean, we shouldn't have to stick by these rules, which is what I'm saying, because I've seen him on his podcast. Oh yes, I like to stand with a glare in my eye, and I like to stand there, and I like to look across the room.
Very romantic.
Go back across the room.
But it's true. It's like Dots in the chat says the ego and misinformation is all over the UK world. I'll say that now. I've seen there's people I respect on YouTube that I've been watching for a long, long time getting picked on non-stop.
I'm looking at this as well. Sorry, from Unexplained. UFO community in Ireland is like shattered glass. Most, if not 95% of them are out for themselves. Ego and misinformation all over the UFO world, which is true.
Yeah, I think it's everywhere. It's in the US too. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's not just that. I mean, I'm going to come up with this, and I'm going to say about this because I have witnessed this for myself. Friends of mine in the paranormal field, young ladies in particular, they've came across men, especially, messages them and said, "Oh, I can take you if you want. I can take you to these locations if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, I could come with you if you want." And they're only wanting one thing: They're no interested in the spirits.
No.
No.
They want me to
No.
have
No.
spirits so that we can talk about spirits. That's what their
No.
spirits are. In a
Yeah.
cup, not in the air.
Yeah.
There's been a few of them that I've encountered in my days, and I've got zero tolerance for them. Zero tolerance. They ken they're blocked, so they create a different account, and they come into Bald and Bonkers chat now and again. But I've got zero tolerance for people like that. It needs to stop. This bullying, especially the bullying. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm afraid that some women, quite a lot of them, are usually better than men. I'm sorry, and you are going to have to admit this, guys. Come on, women can do the exact same thing as what men can.
Well, we
You know what
can.
I mean?
Of course we can, but I think it's. I will say it's not the battle of the sexes who is better at investigations. I will say that some women can be aggressive, some women can be nice. The same with men. The same with men. And I also think, and I'm going to say it, that when it comes to women, we're a little bit more understanding, if I can say that. Can we say a little bit? Can I say the word, Michelle, and to the women who are watching? Can I say the word that yes, we have understanding as well as men do, but I'm not taking the men out from that. But we also have the instincts.
Yeah, we're a little more intuitive. And I think that goes with motherhood when you have a baby and you have to keep up with that baby and you have to have these instincts. I think we notice things, not that men don't have it, but I think that since we're usually the primary caregivers for the offspring that we give, we get in tuned immediately to notice little quirks, little things that are off, little sounds that are right. When we go to bed, I mean, there are men out there that are this way too, but when we go to bed, we're sleeping. But if our baby's there, we have to listen for every step, every breath. If they turn, we hear everything. And I think that just automatically sets us into that pattern of listening, because I can still smell a dirty diaper from 2 rooms away, and I haven't had a baby in 25 years other than my grandsons, and I'm still in tune to the dirty diaper. Somebody's got a dirty diaper. Same thing with pregnant. And
you see, when a woman who, not all women, but women who had a baby about a year or 2 years of age, and we hear a newborn baby cry,
we knew it.
We lactate. Some women lactate because the body.
Thank God I didn't get that.
No, I thanked the Lord. Jesus, I didn't get a thing.
Thank you.
But the bodies and the hormones and the brain and the connections just feel, we hear a baby cry. And it's kind of like that hormonal instinct, which is what I'm trying to say. Now, does that come into the paranormal? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It really does. And most people say, oh my God, here we go with the women in paranormal. Don't fucking start. Yes, it does. Okay? Stop it. Yes, it does.
Well, you think about it, Tay, if you go into a haunted location, right? And that haunted location's get spirits, say children. Who are they going to go to? They got to go to the guy with the beard and the earrings or they got to go to the women first?
But they do sometimes. I know the location myself and Lulu used to go to, and the children used to go to the male guy there all the time. It wasn't me, it wasn't Louise, it was always him, because he worked there and they know him and he knows them. But they would go to him. So I wouldn't say that they would always come to the women. They went to him before they came to us.
Yeah.
And see, when I would investigate with another male, he would get the little girls and the men, and I would get the little boys, and I still get the little boys. If there's a child that's going to come to me in an investigation, it is 99% of the time a little boy, always. And they like to hold on to my leg. They get behind me and they want to be protected by me. They do not go to the men, but the little girls tend to go to the men.
I got one little girl that would come to me in one particular location. I thought I got her name, and when we said, was it your name? We were outside of the building. We were looking through the glass doors right down this long hallway with a sensor light. And I said, I'm getting this name. I'm getting a name. And of course, we're outside and, we were having a conversation, cup of coffee, and people were smoking, whatever. And I said, and the guys would always say, Jenny's getting a name. Jenny's getting a name. And I'm like, no, I have to say this name. I have to say it. And this little girl we worked on for a few years. So I said the name and I said, okay, we're not inside the building. We're outside, but we can see the light. So we were about 20 feet away from the door. And the door is about another 40, 50 feet away, 60 feet away from us. that's where the sensor light was. And I said, so if your name is this, turn the light on. The light went on, and I'm like,
Yep.
are you kidding me? Are you you know when you get those names, and I get those names in my head.
Names are good.
Was it clairaudient?
I have to look.
My head. I'm not a clairaudient, but
Let me look.
I could be like, is there a Patricia, Sharon? Is there a Denise? Is there an Eve on here? You know, I could go through all the names before. People are like, Jennifer, you done it again. But that night, then this name came up, and it's not a particular Irish name, but it was definitely there. It was definitely there, and it came up. So I don't know.
But I got a question. This is on the paranormal thing. I got a question. What is it called when, like me, I hear the names, I do all that stuff, but I can't ask a ghost to do something and they do it usually. Like if I said turn the light on, they don't do that for me. I'm just basically like a talk box for them. I have answers to questions. I don't even know the question. Like, I don't even know, but I can't say, oh, spirits of the room, turn the lights on if you hear me. And they go flick, 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 flick. I can't do that. Jenny can do that. I can't do that. If I'm in there, I'm like, Henry's in the room.
I'm like that.
Boy. But I can't, they won't mind me. But if someone's in the room, they'll tell me the answer to tell the person asking the question.
I'd be the one where I get the names.
Yeah, I get names too. But if there's
video where
Chris said, is there a presence in the room? I would say yes. And then if Chris said, is it a male or female? I would be able to say female. They're not going to talk to the squawky box or whatever the hell y'all are using. They're going to tell me the answer.
So you would be, I know the name is, you're Molly from Ghost. You're Molly from Ghost.
Oh, Ghost. That was the creepiest damn movie. Everybody's like, I love Ghost. I'm like, y'all are creepy.
It's a great movie, that. I like that movie.
It was a good movie. At the end of it, I couldn't breathe at the end of it. I thought, oh my God, Lord Jesus.
The possession. It's a movie about possession, and y'all are calling it a love story.
No, at the end of it,
movie.
At the end of it, when she saw him, that for me was the first time
I don't even think I made it that far. I think I made it to the pottery scene, and I'm like, I'm out. 12 years old.
I like the scene where he was sitting in the hospital, and the ghost sat next to him. The other ghost sat next to him. The old man sat next to him. Did you see that bit?
Yes.
The ghost, and he says, "Oh, I'm waiting on my wife. She's not got long now."
Oh my God!
That's like in me,
stop it! I'm gonna make me cry. Give up. Give it up now.
God, what's that? What's that? Louise's
I'm hormonal today.
There's Louise's there.
I find it can depend on the area you're in. Some spirits like to interact physically, some to talk, and just be hard to figure out. You need them to trust you too. True.
Yeah.
Yep. True.
Yeah.
But there is a name for you, Michelle.
Oh, there's so many names for me.
There's a lot of names for me tonight too.
So many.
People shouting at their screens.
I know. There's a name for you, Michelle. You do that. I would say. No, for me, and I was told I was clairaudient, and I'm like, no, I'm not clairaudient. And I always find the longer you're in the field and the longer you open yourself up, you do get a little bit of that. You're not a clairaudient. You're not a clairaudient, but you do get those filters coming into your mind, and that's okay. That's okay. You work in that, and that's great. But there's ones who get it all the time. Would you be like, I'm going to say the word, like, medium?
Yeah, I mean, I've been classified as a medium, clairvoyant, all the clairvoyants except visual, but that, we know that's a block. I mean, and Suzette and I've been working through that. We think we figured out what that block is. While I won't see it, but anyway, it's just all of these things together, and I still am trying to work out that Baptist upbringing, to where I can't see. Plus, that movie, what was that, Sixth Sense or something back in the day, where he sees dead people, and there's like a dude with half a face and stuff. I'm scared if I let loose and actually start visually seeing, because I know I have in the past.
She's gone again?
The aliens have gone.
Oh no, she's back. You're back. Can't Okay.
What's that movie with the guy? Who's is it Matt Damon that plays the Martian?
What movie?
Can the guy Dots help us out here? Who's the guy that plays the Martian? Is it Matt Damon?
I have no idea. What movie?
I'm trying to think that
Okay,
there's a movie
We're
called The
having a
Martian.
storm.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
been
the
a storm.
storm.
Yeah.
There's a movie out there, and it's off again. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but I know that it's Matt. I think it's Matt Damon. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you. It's Matt Damon. Matt Damon, and he's a medium. Have you seen it? And he loses his wife in a tidal wave and a tsunami.
Oh, wow.
And then he goes on this exploration where he looks for life after death. I'll try and find out what that is. See if one of you can Google that for me. Matt Damon ghosty movie, and it's today, but he's a psychic, and it's an awfully good movie.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Find out the name of it. I'd like to see it.
I'll see if I can find it. Somebody in the chat will do it for me. I'm sure they will. They'll be Googling it now. Matt Damon. But it's awfully good. It's where he goes to this hospital, and it's in Zurich in Germany, and it specialises in.
It's familiar.
It's for hospitals where all the doctors believe in life after death, and they're helping the people transition.
Oh my goodness! Someone bloody
hereafter. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Explain.
Oh, I had to look that up.
That is
It's definitely Matt Damon that's in that. I'm sure it is Hereafter.
Where can we watch that?
It's on Netflix. I can.
I like Dot's new profile picture. Dot's new phone duel. Hi, Lawrence.
Dot's has been appearing in. He's been appearing on shows and stuff like that. It's good to show who he is now. That Hereafter movie is absolutely.
There's Lawrence. Lawrence, how are you doing? Hope you're well.
But yeah, I mean, Predators and the Paranormal. What can we say? I mean, it has to end. I don't think there's any coming back for this for what that guy's done.
But I've seen them on shows, and they're moving on like nothing happened to them. They fall into shit and they come out smelling of roses. And I just think, why are we giving them airspace? Not that we've mentioned their names, but why are we giving them airspace?
I'm not going to give my subscribers away to them because it's like it's.
It does. Sorry, Chris. It does get to a point where listen. There's nothing more we can say. Nothing more we can do. Let the ones who have to deal with them after us deal with them, and they'll find out for themselves. We have been there, been through it, and out the other side. Yep. So it is what it is. Let it go. If we hold, like one guy, said, and I'm waiting for Angelina to come on. Mm-hmm. One guy who called the panel of people that I was on with one night a fantastic. Beautiful, great elite panel of people that I was on with one night called all of us pussies. And I'm like,
who was this? You need to tell me who this person was.
I remember being on his show, and he was the worst host I have ever been on as a guest. The worst ever. And I'm not saying that because of what he said the other night. I've always said it. He was like falling asleep, and I'm like, do you want to go to bed? Do you want to go to bed? And he goes, no, I'm okay. He was falling asleep. And I actually have that video of him falling asleep. And I'm thinking, it's rude.
Really
it's rude. It's disgusting. Yeah. It's, if you're working all night or you're taking whatever doobies you're doing, make sure you sleep before you do it. Interfere with me. And I'm talking away. And thank God there was another host on that I could talk to, that person. But I just thought it was disgusting. And this was the person who called all of us pussies. And I'm thinking, and I seen, like I said before, I seen two of the chats. I seen two of the comments on the chat that night. But why didn't you come in? Why hide behind the screen and talk about how disgusting we all are and how unprofessional we are? Let me tell you, darling, I am not unprofessional. My work is bloody hard. We have full insurance, full uniform, and fantastic locations to go to. So unless you talk the talk, you better walk the walk too. But this person doesn't.
But you've got to remember, these people are sticking up for each other. It's like their wee crony gang. It's like their wee gang, they're the boys on the town kind of thing. I mean, they're their wee gang. But eventually people are going to get to know these people, and then when they go to like do a show and want a guest, they'll be like, "Oh, don't go on that guy's show. Don't go on that
Aye.
guy's show.
But
Don't go on the show."
even if they don't get to know them, it doesn't matter, because then they are not our problems anymore.
Mhm.
They're not.
I know
Sorry.
people in the paranormal. That's all right. There's people in the paranormal, and they message me and they say, "Do you know this person? Do you know that person?" Podcasts, and I'll tell them about them. I'll say, "Aye, they're good podcasters and stuff like that." But if they ever come to me and ask me about the ones that we're talking about, I'll say, "Avoid with a 10-foot barge pole."
Like that's from Michelle.
What happened to her? She just
Our
disappeared.
internet is down. The phone signal is weak. Give my goodbyes. So Michelle is saying goodbye. Michelle's saying goodbye. Thank you, Michelle, for being on. Thank you for being on. I did ask her to try one more time, so we'll see. We'll see if she can come back on.
There's Dots there
Yes,
saying
Dots,
Super
were you
Cats.
there-
That was brilliant.
Were
That
you
was
there before,
brilliant.
Dots? Was yourself and Lara there before? Lulu is saying, I was more surprised that the few who were in support of what was happening gave out to many who had all been affected. Sad people can be very blind in a means to pursue a career in the paranormal. Yeah, that's so true. And Louise saw exactly what I went through with this person. She saw it, yeah. Oh, she saw it.
I see it firsthand, and I'm going to say this to you. Look, this is what they want. They want to be the next Zach Bagans. Right? We all know Zach Bagans fakes his stuff. Right? We all know he fakes his stuff. Right? Everybody kens that Zach Bagans fakes his stuff. I mean, who knows? Some of these people might have fake stuff now, like stone throwing and stuff like that. You never know. I mean, and look, it's like there's people that do these kind of things, right? And this is all they want, is they want the limelight. They want to be the next Zach Bagans, you know, they want to stand there with the crew, with the leather jackets on and stuff like that.
If you want to be the next Zach Bagans, well then knock yourself out, because look where he is now. No one likes him.
Diabolical.
Well, not nobody likes him, but the people who are proper in paranormal investigations, you know, and we see, I will say as well, there are a few teams in Ireland, and I'm going to say it, and you can watch if you want to, but I'm not going to name your names, that are just donkey horse shit.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to hate me right now, and that's really okay. I'm bloody well used to it. That's okay. But they talk disgustingly. Yeah, Louise, yeah, it could be a Netflix show, the drama, yeah.
Yep.
Completely. But there's a few teams in Ireland as well. Not a lot, but just a handful that I have in my hand, right? And the manners need to be checked in. Their egos need to be checked in too. And we're not just going to put it to some of the American people. We're going to bring it to Ireland now as well. Some of them need to be checked in. The manners.
Yeah.
The etiquette of dealing with other people is disgusting. And I've watched a few of them before, and I'm just thinking, yeah, this is why I don't work with you. This is why I don't want to work with you, because we're not here and you're here. We just do things a little differently.
Of course, we have the global ghost hunt coming up. What is it? You know, I was thinking of starting my own. It's still running. I keep seeing adverts for it in what do you call it, on the old Tiki Talkie, well, along with other pish.
That's still running.
It's still on there. I'm amazed that there's somebody out there that's not actually started their own, that actually worked, like Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales, and all that kind of stuff.
I was doing that about 2 years ago. I was planning on doing that 2 years ago, and it was just between Ireland and England.
Yeah.
And then some friends of mine in America wanted to get involved in it, and they did a group chat on it. I'm like, hey, I think you're running before you can walk. This comes from Ireland, so we're not doing it on the American platforms. We will use you, thank you very much for it, but we're doing it from Ireland and England only. And that didn't take place. So there will be, and I won't talk to you about it on the live, because you probably have a few people watching that will probably take it, but they probably have it already. But yes, I would like to do something within Ireland and UK. Say, I'm not going to say 24 hours, because we are on the same time zone. In America and Ireland and around the world, you can do that. But I find the global ghost hunt, most of them are from America, so that's not really global.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Ireland is out of the global ghost hunt now because of that bullshit. So so it's not that global thing has gone. I don't know about the UK. Oh, there's one UK going over, but that's good. They'll find out for themselves. And the rest of it is just America. So you have American ghost hunt, not global, because it's not global.
See,
It's
I'm
not
thinking,
worldwide.
Scotland, Ireland, and we can get somebody in England, you know. And there's loads of teams out there in Scotland, loads of good teams out there in Scotland.
I know.
Would probably be into this kind of thing in Scotland. And there's loads, well, there is some Irish ones. You say they're all fighting.
Irish. There's a lot of Irish. And I'd like to get them involved. There's a lot of good Irish teams out there that I would love nothing more to get them involved. Whether they want to or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, there's only talking about it and working it out of doing a. I mean, we can talk about the talks behind the scenes, obviously, but we could do England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales.
Yeah. And it's like even if you're watching this for the Channel Islands, because there's a lot of like what you call it, haunted locations in the Channel Islands today with like the Germans and the war and stuff like that. We know that. But contact Jenny or whatever if you're into that kind of thing. I mean, I think it would be a good thing. I mean, you've got Global Ghost Hunt. They actually charge teams.
I know, it's very funny that because of merchandise. Just don't do the bloody merchandise, for Christ's sake. I mean, I know that I want to do it myself. I want to do it.
I didn't get that. I was like, why join the Global Ghost Hunt? I don't know.
Yeah,
here's the link. And I clicked on it and it was £100 and something. I'm like, what?
I'm hoping now, and it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of time, and I know people takes a year or two, but I would love to do something like this for even September or say August or October, that we would have England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, it doesn't need to be live. This is the thing. This is the thing that I want to see here. It doesn't need to be live. You could start a global ghost hunt. No global ghost hunt. Sorry, I better do the name in case I get sued or something like that. We'll sort Irish and Scotland ghost hunting or something like that.
well, that's
the Tartan ghost hunt or something like that. Aye, the Tartan. What's that?
That's something that we're going to have a wee talk about in the background.
That's what we're going to talk
about. We're going to set that up. If anybody's interested, watch this space. We're going to set it up. It's just for Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales.
And Ken, something, and this is the great thing about it. It could be free, because all the team would need to do is send us the video to put on whatever it's called channel.
I would like it to go live. This is what I would like. I would like to go live. But then myself and Chris will be manning it, and it'll be for like 18 hours. So you'll have 2 hours a piece, and so on and so on. You have to now. Whoever's watching, if you take this, God, I know you're taking it from us, so don't do it.
Well, actually, I've got friends that are actually interested in this with Netflix and stuff like that. So we'll be able to do something.
Well, I think we should just do an 18-hour ghost hunt, but give it a particular name. Just give it a name, not that other one, because it's not global. Because global ghost hunt,
it's not really global. It's more like it's kind of what is it? The United Kingdom, but you can't really do that because Ireland's no part of the United Kingdom.
Don't you know what I mean?
I had to cover my words really fast there. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, you goddamn dead. British Isles Spectacular. No, well, we could do that, Dots. We could do that, but I just want to name it.
See, something that I would like to do with this, actually, and it's something that I would like to do is bring in the UFO field. It doesn't need to be paranormal ghost stuff. It can also be...
Dots, I'm not Dots now, Chris. Let's not talk too much on the live. Yeah. Well, actually, do you know what? We will, and whoever takes over, do you know what? It's not to be secretive, as everybody else. Yeah. We're going to do something like this. The British Isles Spectacular.
It's free.
We're going to I would say, and I love the name Dots, but we're going to keep the British Isles part of it, even though it is Ireland.
We'll get the British flag and we'll put it in Ireland, I'll get bugged at the space, ladies and gentlemen. If I disappear, when I go to Ireland, there's a wee pile of ash.
Yeah, look for
the man. You ever seen the film?
Look for the forest with the little straw hanging out of the what do you call it, the ground.
Oh God.
No. So we'll come up with a particular name.
See, there's a lot of UFO people there. There's a lot of UFO people, and I think a mixture of like ghost stuff and UFO, especially with all this disclosure and stuff.
I think it would be bloody brilliant. If anyone takes the idea, do you know what? Take it and run with it. I hope it runs well for you, because we're going to do it our own way as well. Uh,
You'll be on the phone now. Right, I've got
my
an
American
idea.
ass will be watching. No, let's come up with a different thing. I have my pen and paper here.
Yeah,
I'm
I
writing.
think it's something we should do, and also make it free, so you're not making a
Well,
profit.
it would only be free because what are you charging for? Nothing.
Exactly.
You're charging for nothing. We're not selling merchandise. We're not charging you to go on our streams. We pay for our own streams.
Yeah.
So, Louise, Paranation. Because the nation is one country, but we have
You have
two.
to be secretive of this, by the way, because he's probably sitting in the chat there with his wee job book. The new, yeah, I mean,
No,
his
no,
pencil
there's little
case.
fucking
He's
pen.
opening his pencil case the new, and he's sharpening his pencil. Yeah.
That's him. So anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not going to keep it a secret. It's okay. You know, you heard it here first. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Paranation. Paranation. Nation is like one nation. So we have
Ooh,
between two.
is that?
We're doing it between two countries.
56. That was weird.
What?
That was weird. Did anybody see that? I'm not going to say it was an orb, but it didn't even look like an orb. It looked weird.
From
Did
you?
anybody see that? No, your side.
Because I
Did
picked up.
anybody see that? Did any of you see that get past Jenny?
I picked up my book. It's dusty.
Dusty.
It's my book is dusty. It's from my computer table. It's dusty. So let's think about. I'm thinking of names. No, I'm not going to tell anybody. Paranation, like nation is one.
It's
So
really nations because
Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England. So, people come up with a good name for us because we're going to between Unite. Okay, put United. Okay, put United under para unless have nations. United para.
See, that's an interesting one. It's an interesting thing we'll need to do. If you get an email there that people could email you.
We do have an email. Lulu, can you put up the email? Because I totally forget what it is, but I know it's Emerald Isle something. I know she's probably saying, "Oh my God!"
If you're interested, if you're in the Channel Islands, England, Wales, Scotland, it doesn't matter who you are. In Scotland, let's put any past judgments out of you in Scotland and stuff like that. Let's be one and let's stop the drama and stuff like that. Let's try and work together.
I think we have Lawrence, Foreign Nation Paranormal. I like that.
That is actually quite good. That
Foreign Nation Paranormal Investigations live.
Right, there you go. You better put that down in pen and paper and make a YouTube channel with that before.
I always have pen and paper with me. Look, Chris, I always have pen and paper. Look at my pens.
But it's something that we need. I can a lot of teams.
Can you put that email up?
It doesn't need to just be ghosts. It could be UFOs. It could be anything strange that goes bump in the night. Really, anything.
Can you put that email up for Lulu? It's the Emerald Isle Paranormal Researchers email. If anybody has more names,
there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
That is where you mail if you have more names. We are going to be doing this. We are going to actually, we might even do it. I know people have a lot of things coming up in October because it's Halloween and so on and so on. I think September. What do you reckon for September? What does everybody think for September? Because we are going to put it to teams. Now, we don't need like 100 teams. And it's like you said, Chris, it's free. Myself and Chris will be doing it. Myself, Chris, and Louise will be doing this. That it is free. You just we will set a time.
We could do something through the Bald and Bonkers network.
We'll do it through the whole network. We'll do it through the whole networks, and it's free. And you just go live, but you have 2 hours max. You have 2 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be hard.
Live. No matter what you do, a UFO or a paranormal investigation, you just have the 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on for I'm going to say 18 hours because I know when myself and Lulu go to a location, we could be there for like bloody 8 hours. We could be there for 8 hours.
Can you imagine Leap Castle?
Be done.
Can you imagine having Leap Castle?
Listen, well, let's not mention locations in case people go, but let's not say anything else more. So it'll be 2 hours per person. and everybody who's watching, and anybody, I hope nobody in America is watching now. So, oh no, so Stephanie's watching in
The
America.
Americans will be going
Don't
mad.
point on to other people because we're kind of doing it, even though it's now live. Whatever. Stephanie would be good. September would be good. Stephanie would be good. September would be good. The weather won't be bad yet, so locations made. Yeah, the same here as well, Stephanie. The weather would be good here too in Ireland. So let's work on that in the background.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah, and it's free. You're not. Oh, and one other thing I'm going to say is this: you're not going to be made and forced to take the mad, stupid logos, right? Like Go Squad Scotland or Bald and Bonkers or anything like that. There will be a logo saying whatever that is, a wee teeny weensy wee one. You can put it anywhere you want at the very start, but you don't need to dress up. You don't need to put the logo anywhere in your body. You're not going to be made to and drilled into that you must have this logo splattered to the front of your head, and everywhere you go, you've got to have this here, the symbol on your screen.
You can go and get it tattooed on your skin if you want to, though.
Get it tattooed in your chest or something like that. You know.
Okay, yeah. So it won't be. Yeah, there's no obligation. It's just come and do it and have bloody fun and take 2 hours. We're going to set up a whole page and everything for us. So it's going to be easy, relaxed. But if you're going to be assigned, the only thing I will say, if you are assigned and it's going to be all on the one day, it's going to be 18 hours. So we can take the 3 until 4, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We can do that. So whoever doesn't want to get the late night, we can do the late of the night if you want us to. No, Stephanie, not you. I'm on about taking to the people in America, himself.
There's places in America I would love to go.
Definitely, come over to Ireland and we can do Lep Castle. We can do it on the Lep Castle, but not talking about stealing the ideas.
I think there's places in America I would love to go. Places that, there's state penitentiary. What's that famous hospital for the? Famous hospital. Oh Jesus! Famous for illness. That. Oh my God! I've went mad. Stephanie in the chat's talked about it.
I know it.
Is it in Pennsylvania? I can't remember.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the
Waverly Hills.
That's the one, Waverly Hills. I couldn't get it. I have seen people doing lives there, and they were amazing.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing. I will say one thing on this 18 hours, on a date that we will give out in September. When you get a time and a date, or you give us a time. Not the date, because we have the one date, but the time that you must do the time and not leave the 2 hours blank. You must commit to the 2 hours. You must commit to the 2 hours. So and if you don't commit, then that's 2 hours that's kind of blocked out, and that I will have to jump in. My team will have to jump in again to fill those 2 hours, which we don't mind doing. But it'd be nice if you committed to the time that you will say that you can do it on.
There's only me and Alan now, so I'm going to have to lower Alan into a cave system or something like that to walk about with a wee torch on the top of his head.
You can do the early one.
Kenny's watching this.
I know. You could do the early one if you want to. Okay, so Louise saying, do it on the build up to a full moon, more energies, activity. Okay, so Louise, if you know what date that will be in September, we can do that. Waverly Hills is in Louisville, which is about 45 minutes from me if traffic. Oh, that would be so good if you could do that. Then we go to bourbon tasting. I am so jealous.
What I'll do is I'll post that email address into the chat for you, if it lets me. It should. There you go. I've posted the email address. That makes life a lot easier.
Okay, that's brilliant. So that is we are going to we're going to use the one email for the whole thing. Any emails that we get, we're going to Chris. And
Kenny was about, Jenny.
Huh?
I can't hear who's about.
There's Alan. Hi, Alan.
He's a brave man. He'll be in for about to NXT.
I like the Four Nation Paranormal.
Yeah.
I like the Four Nation.
You can actually make a flag. You can actually make a flag with all the flags.
Yeah, with just the Ireland, the Scottish, the English, and the Wales. I'd like to get Wales in.
Wales, it's something you don't really see much. That's something I was looking for the other night. Is like ghost hunters for like Jersey and stuff like that. You don't really get that.
What
Channel
do you want?
Islands and stuff. Channel Islands.
Oh. You don't get them?
Because they've got a lot of like really old buildings that the Germans built. Can you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With slave labour, and a lot of people died there, and there are a lot of haunted locations. Because I know people that stay there. I'm sat in the chat. I just took 360. What's that? That's will show. Just took a 360.
Hey, Helen.
And just think, we'll be branching out next year. And we might let some people for Canada in, but it's $5 billion for you. You have to wear a hat that says "I love Jenny."
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fascinating night tonight.
It's only been an hour. Are you kidding me?
I know
Is
we've
that
been
all?
an hour. I know we've just been
Crap.
an hour, but I mean, have you got any shows this weekend coming?
I have no shows this weekend coming. I do have to help rescue on Saturday. I have to help rescue. Unfortunately, I should have a show on Saturday, but I don't. I'm trying to get it moved to Friday night, the rescue. But if not, I'll have to do it on Saturday. But it's something that I do have to do with a friend of mine in rescue. So I said,
I think I have a show. Let me see. I need to check when my next show is, because I've got Leonard Lowe coming on. Ken, the guy that does the Ween Witch. But I've also got Super Horror Show coming on. That's one of Mike the Naked Bigfoot's friends.
Nice.
That's on Saturday the 13th. And it's Super Horror Show coming on the show, so that'll be very interesting. This guy knows all about cryptids, but that'll be the main Saturday night Bolton Bonkers show.
I'd like that. I will be watching that. I know I have to do some work with rescue. I have to do some paperwork, and there's a lot of paperwork that we have to go through, and we have to do it. So, it can't be undone. It has to be done.
So there you go.
So if I don't get to do that on a Friday night, if I can change that to a Friday night, I'd like to do a show on Saturday night. I'd like, because I haven't done a Shadow Whispers in the Night show on 24 just yet.
Why don't you and Louise do something special? Do like a talk about haunted locations in Ireland? That castle you were at was amazing. I looked at.
Yeah, I was
I'm not going to give the name out, but it's very interesting.
I was going to say we could do a talk about, but only once we have all the video work done from that castle that we were at. Because I know when we came back to my house that night and we watched it on my TV, and the playback that we did, the live, was phenomenal. It was just bloody brilliant. Even my 13-year-old daughter could hear words that was being said, and she got them perfect.
Okay, I listened back to it.
Yeah,
I listened back to it, and see when you asked that question about that looks like a rose. See at the start, that looks like a rose.
I know.
It goes, yes. As you can hear the voice, it's a green we get, and you're like, you're taking your headphones off it.
I know, and you don't think you hear it. Yeah, the static as well. Louise saying the static was mad when Louise was doing the SS method, and then I'm looking at because I can hear this, and I was like, kind of like it coming from the room, or was it coming from my headphones? But it was loud, so it was different. And even when I had them on, I could hear it too.
Remember me after the end of the show to tell you something about Lisa. That's what I'm going to say, because I've just had an idea, right?
Okay.
It'll pop out my head, but I can't tell you now because the spies are everywhere. The spies are everywhere.
And then, Lulu, if you want to after this, and I know she's tired, but maybe we can even do tomorrow a meeting about, to talk about what we're going to do in September.
Yes. The haunted location. So if you're in Scotland, you're in England, you're in Ireland, you're in Wales. What about Northern Ireland?
Yes, we can do Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland too.
Yeah,
that's for the 5 nations, isn't it?
When I say Ireland, I just say
no, 4 nations. It's still be 4 nations because
I always say all of Ireland. When it comes to Ireland, I say all of Ireland. Yeah,
because I'd like to see, because obviously there's ghost centres up in Northern Ireland. And this is something I can never get, is how your accent's totally different for Northern Ireland.
Let me tell you, you come to Ireland, I swear to God, every county you go to has a different accent. Literally has a different accent. Dublin, Kerry, Limerick, Cork, Wexford, Waterford, Galway, Donegal.
I've always wanted to go there.
Oh,
Donegal. I've always wanted to go there.
Donegal is stunning. Mayo. Oh my goodness, I'm going to retire in Mayo. I love Mayo.
There you go.
But every county, huh?
The beach. What's the other side of the island facing the Atlantic? Is that
Mayo.
place you showed? No, I can't remember the name of the place. It's beautiful. The scenery is absolutely stunning.
That I went to was Blacksod Bay in Mayo.
Aye, that's it. Aye, that's it.
Blacksod Bay in Mayo. It's the end. It's the end of Ireland, basically. And then when we're at the Atlantic, and where I stayed was an old police station, and you'd walk like say 5-10 meters down the road, and you're literally at the end of Ireland, and you're at the Atlantic Ocean, and then you see New York.
Louise is determined to go UFO hunting.
I know, and the fan.
Well, I think it's fair. We should Dots. I think Dots should come take, because he's into the UFO stuff too.
Well,
we always need a sacrifice. I mean, like another person to join us. You know.
I was going to say, Doc, I have the burqa. We can make you a lot of tea. I have the burqa. We can make you tea.
Hey, Dots, go up there on the hill. There's a big pot of tea up there.
We could. I mean, why not make a trip out of it?
Yeah, you could get Dakota to come out. He could come out, get into one of his mad trances.
Let's bring Dakota over to Ireland, and then we go to the west of Ireland. Oh, where is it with Louise? I know it was in Sligo, Mayo, Galway, I think, in Cork.
Oh my God! Could you imagine the carnage it was in Sue? Me, Dakota, Dots, you. Oh my God!
Like Scooby Doo in the gang.
Oh my God! It'll be on TV. Irish camper van hanging over cliff.
That's it. Cork and Kerry Mountains. Cork and Kerry Mountains. Now, when you go to Kerry, you'll not understand a word they say.
Tell you that to know there.
It's worse.
What you're talking about?
No, real leprechaun. It's worse.
It's
worse. It's good Kerry accent, but it's understandable sometimes.
What did you have to know? It's like there's an old woman up the block for me, and she's Irish and she speaks like that. What did you have to know? She always does that, and every single time she says, she goes, "Ooh."
Is she Irish?
Aye.
Is she?
Aye.
Yeah. Was it Alina? Is living in Kerry. Yeah, Chris knows her in Kerry. Yeah, the one from the Alina, Chris.
Oh, yep, Alina, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. That's right. Dots, Alina, that's right.
That's
See, you can do something here. This is all this UFO stuff, and we'll need to talk about this behind the scenes, because the prying eyes will be watching us. It's like the start of the War of the Worlds. They were watching from another world.
You see, the difference is you don't fucking care. I don't care. I have enough shit going on in my life to care about who's watching and who's not. I genuinely do. Whoever's watching, if you take the idea that we have, Dingle. Dingle's up in Derry, isn't it?
Where's the Giant's Causeway?
Oh God, that's Donegal, isn't it? Am I saying it right? Is it Donegal? I could be wrong.
I've always wanted to see that, because they say it's quite an interesting the way that the lava had formed the rock.
Is it in Donegal, Dots? Oh, is it in Kerry?
It's in Kerry.
Shut up! Is it? It's in Antrim. Feckin', I knew it was up in the north, and I lived for the first 7 years that I was in a different team. 6 years I was in a different team, and the team was based in Antrim. And I never once made it over to what?
Where was Father's Ted's house?
County Clare.
Right.
County Clare.
We could go there. We could all go and dress as priests.
I keep trying to arrange a group of people to go to that house, and I know the whole thing. They bring you to your B&B, they pick you up from your B&B, they bring you over to the house, you all dress up, they bring you back, and it's a party bus, and they bring you back over. So I've looked into it, And they do all of that. But I just need a group of people that will kind of do it because I want to do it.
What do you think, Dots? You're going to dress as a priest. Bless you, my child.
I ain't dressing it. I'd burn if I dress as a fucking nun.
I'll get a wheelchair because my back's away, and I could be Jack.
We'll give you your whiskey.
Aye, oh my god.
Sure.
I've actually still got some of that down the stairs. Would you call it that Irish would you call it cream? I might have one of them tomorrow night actually.
You can have your Irish cream.
I can't drink that much yet. I don't know. It's awfully strong. It's stronger than like Bailey's.
I was gonna say it's strong.
It's 16.7 or something percent.
Shut up.
Aye. Is that strong? What's Bailey's?
I don't know what Bailey's is.
It's 16, it's nearly 17%
I'll
volume.
check Bailey's. Hold on.
And it's quite strong because when you're drinking it, you can feel your nostril hairs burning. You can't feel your gums. You know? Aye.
Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to look for the strength of it.
I could have asked my Surrey device on my, would you call it, my wrist?
I know. But I'm doing it here by time.
It's quite handy, guys, because I've got one of the Apple Watches now. So if anybody messages me when I'm watching YouTube, I can message back.
It's 34%. I think it's 34 proof. No, it's 17.
So it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really about the same.
The giant causeway
strong.
Antrim and Dinglers in Kerry. Okay.
Yeah. I have a couple of crates of Slane whiskey, and what could possibly go wrong?
Did you have the Slane whiskey?
I've not had it yet, but no, what I'm saying is you take a couple of crates of whiskey with you. What could possibly go wrong?
I love Slane whiskey. It's the most easiest whiskey to drink. I like it. I like whiskey, but I don't love it. But Slane is the only one I will drink, and I don't need any mix with it.
We should do this. This is Slane whiskey, and if you drink it, it's rather lovely.
Yeah, we'll do a show on how many Slane whiskies does it take you. You know, to say whatever. Dingle has a nice gin. I know, Lulu. I've tried it. I've tried it already.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, on Paranormal Uncut tonight. I don't know what the next show we'll talk about. If I've had this appear and I'm burned in a wicker man, you know who to blame.
Oh, I'm loving that. Sina, go to the Clown Motel. I would love to.
Motel. Oh, is that one in Nevada?
Yes.
Is that the one? I don't like clowns.
Yeah.
Creepy.
No, it was there, but it's gone now. So it must have been deleted. But yes, I know the clown. Yeah. Did you have some Slane whiskey over the Christmas, Lawrence? It's nice. It's the nicest not the gin. It's the nicest whiskey I've tasted. Now, there's another one we're getting with I forget the name of it. It's an expensive one, but the Slane one is expensive, but it's a good it wouldn't last long in this house.
Have you tried?
Nice.
Before we go off, and children, if you're watching this, you shouldn't be because it's an adult show and this is for adults only. And I don't advise drinking because it's bad for you. No, to give that warning there. Have you ever had Parma Violet? You know the sweets, Parma Violets?
No.
The sweets, the sweets, Parma Violets, the candies, Parma Violets.
No.
They're purple. They're a little bit round thing. They're made with swizzle. Well, you put them in, Jan, and it turns into Parma Violet, Jan.
Shut. You're giving me so much ideas.
No, I'm serious. Somebody told me that, and I'll look it up on YouTube. And somebody gets a packet of the swizzle sweets, opens them all, and drops them all inside the gin.
Really?
Yeah, and it goes all purple.
You get like a sugar,
and it tastes just like Parma Violets.
Okay, I've never tasted them. I don't know what they are, but I would like to try it.
Give me a second. I'll go back a minute. Here's a second. I buy them.
Are you going to look for your bloody sweets?
Yeah.
Are they in your room?
Of course they are. I'm quite a connoisseur when it comes.
I'm 15 and I had a cocktail. I love it.
Right, look, I don't eat this many, right? I bought this packet. Just what?
I think you need to get one of this person here, OV Sina. saying I'm 15 and I had a
Aye.
cocktail. I think you might get rid of them now. Thank you, but where's your mama and papa? Just get rid of them.
Sorry, but
Bye bye.
but anyway, what was I going to say?
The wheel here right
It's
now.
very difficult.
Let's say something. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
know that's that. What do you call it? Just give us a sec. Is it away now? Is it
Hi.
gone?
It's gone. Yep.
That's good.
It's gone. It's
Right.
gone.
What was it? They're very difficult to buy. Right. They're really difficult to buy. So
Okay,
they're
Lauren.
very expensive.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Lauren. Catch later, but we're just about to end the show anyway. What I'm going to say, I forgot now. But what I was going to say is they're really difficult to get, these sweeties, right?
Hi.
You can buy them now, but you're talking about £1 a packet. I was on Amazon. They were selling them at really cheap. It works out at 25 pence a packet. They were selling them for.
Okay.
And other sweetie shops are selling them. So this is the box that they come out. I know that's a lot, right? I know it's a lot. I know you're just thinking, I don't eat that many. I eat maybe like a packet a week or something like that, right? But this is them, right? This is them, right?
Oh, I
And
know them.
they're called Parma violets, right?
Yeah, I think I
Right.
know them. Are they thick? Are they skinny?
Right. I've not had any of these for a while, but anyway, here I'll show you what they look like. I'll take one out. I'll give me
Just the one.
Just the one. So that's what they're like. Right?
Okay, I know
That's what they're
them.
like.
I think I know them. And you put them into your
smell. The taste. It's really difficult.
Fizzy,
It's
I
the
know.
perfect.
It's like sweet fizzies, zingy. I know them.
It
like
smells like the violets. See how you get violet flowers?
I love
The smell
the
exactly
love
the same.
heart sweets that we get here. The love heart sweets.
Mhm.
They're like them.
They're maybe the same company, aye.
Yeah.
Now this taste and the smell like violets.
So you put them into your gin.
Mm-hmm.
So you
open an entire packet and drop them in.
Okay.
And leave it overnight.
So you get a sugar high and you get a gin at the same time.
Very, very interesting. I know people that drink gin. I've never tried gin in my entire life, but I know people that drop them in.
Okay, well, I drink gin and I don't do that. But
now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, drinking is bad for you.
It's very
You're
bad.
better off with a glass of water and a good run.
Very bad the next day after you drink. Not when you're doing it.
But on that happy note, guys.
Yes.
You will be trying to buy Parma violets now. We'll catch you later. Have a fantastic night and see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Good night. Happy Monday. Have a fantastic Tuesday.
Oh, end the stream.